SoFaygo dropped a new snip, and y'all tell me what it sound like and how it sound like. Is it fire or not? Because you know the stakes are high with SoFaygo. He's trying to come back from this pink hearts clout. He was allegedly dissing your boy, even though he wasn't dissing me. I don't think so. I talked to his people. It wasn't a diss, or if he did, it was just a play on words. Like we don't hate each other. In fact, I'm rooting for him. I hope he does come back because he was supposed to be the prodigy of this generation until Yeat took it. And now I think the underground is not wide open, but like Destroy Lonely is the guy right now. But there's more room for multiple people, right? But here we go. SoFaygo snippet new.
I'm geeking up so fucking hot, I feel like I'm on the moon. I'm geeking up so fucking hot, I feel like I'm on the moon. My diamonds, they hit different colors, I feel like I'm on a shroom. Knew I was just one of the ones soon as I came out the womb. Yeah. Wow.
All right. Who's that sound like? It sounds like kind of a somewhat of a Yeatish beat, but then it has the engineering vocals with the in the background. This sounds like Travis Scott, so you know, definitely his team. He signed to Travis Scott, so like his team probably made it nice and spicy. And then wow, that sounds like Uzi to me. So I like this sound personally for SoFaygo. He really needs to drop some hype music. That's what the sauce is right now. That's why the whole rage wave was so big, because fans want to go, especially after the pandemic. After the pandemic, everybody wanted to get in the mosh pit, go to these festivals, go to these shows, hand over all of their mama's allowance, buy some tickets to the Yeat tour. It's hopefully SoFaygo tour coming soon, even though Nav is the headliner. But if you have hype music, I don't know. That's what the kids like these days. I do too. Don't get me wrong. You know, I can appreciate the slower music too, like Pink Hearts. But I understand, you know, when you're 15, 16, you're not necessarily trying to be all up in your feels all the time. I mean, I even said it before with like the Juice WRLD music. It's like the label need to stop dropping all that sad shit because I'm not trying to be depressed and all these kids. Although in 2018, emo rap was like the underground. Every single upcoming artist was emo rap, and that wasn't cool. I bet you that's why so many kids are now they're just sad, because it became cool to be sad. You said Benny X produced that song too. Makes sense. Benny X, I'm telling you, top producer in the game right now. I just like his sound so much. It's like funky, man. Whereas Filthy, he got his thing going with the rock style, but that's what Cardi's doing. The Benny X though, usually what happens is, as we said before, like with Pierre and Cardi became intertwined brand wise, because Cardi kind of put him on, or at least their songs blew up together, as in like the ones that he produced for Cardi, and so they blew up. And then Cardi's sound was synonymous with the Pierre Bourne style beats. Now it's Filthy. I feel like this next project might not even have Pierre on it whatsoever, although Pierre is starting to rap more predominantly than make beats. But as I was saying with Benny X came up. I mean, he was in Working on Dying, so he was already like established, but I feel like he really became solidified with Yeat on these more recent projects, Life and Afterlife. And so now that's the new sound. But if you rap on his beats, it's almost like a producer curse. It might work out well for him. I'm not trying to say it, you know, it's bad or anything, but that's going to be synonymous with Yeat's sound. Uzi and Molly Raw at the beginning. Yes. Actually, back in the day, I don't know what beats necessarily go with Uzi now. I know Brandon finessing and like Working on Dying because Eternal at Take, but I wouldn't even say that they're really that was really his bag. Like, that wasn't really his peak. I wouldn't say Working on Dying is really synonymous with Uzi's sound. Why Yeat don't go to Rolling Loud? He's on his own tour right now. And I think it's because he wants to sell tickets to his own tour. I mean, you make way more money on your own tour, and he's got the fan base to do it. So why not cash out while? Because like, this is what somebody was explaining to me, and it makes complete sense. So like, if you are an artist where you're only gonna see that artist as a fan on their tour, you're gonna buy that ticket. However, if you go to Rolling Loud where all these other rappers are going, that eliminates some of the rareness, unless you're like Cardi, where it's like a whole nother level of exclusivity, or like Uzi. Uzi hasn't even gone on tour in a while either, but he does just randomly pop out in New York to like a pizza parlor, like taking pics with fans, and Charlie D'Amelio at Nickelodeon getting slimed, pause. But yeah, so basically he doesn't go to Rolling Loud, I assume, because he's selling tickets to his own tour. I think he would get like, Rolling Loud apparently pays a ton, man. Like tens of thousands to these artists, hundreds probably to, I don't know. I don't know what they pay. But Roddy Rich said that he got paid $250K by festivals. I don't know if that was in like Europe or something where I could see that. But like, there's a Rolling Loud or like a music festival every couple of months in the US now. So I can't imagine that they could fork out too much money, because the fans already been seeing all the artists that they like a million times at this point. He ain't good at performing. I don't think it even matters. I don't even think people are expecting Yeat to be that good at performing. They just want to see Yeat. They just want to see what he looks like. Like what is this dude wearing a shiesty mask and the turban, and I don't know, maybe he'll get better too. Like, it's his second tour, you know? Imagine how nervous you would be if you like blew up in a 1.5 years or 2 years, and all of a sudden, like, you went from 0 or like 1,000 followers to 1 million, and you got like 10,000 people there to see you every single night. You're like, oh, I wasn't expecting this. I'd have to take like 5 shots right before I go on stage. No, sir. Do I think Yeat could hit a 100K milestone next album? Depends. I mean, y'all were talking about how he might be on the Pink tape for Uzi, but then it turned out to be potentially Cap. I don't know. Y'all know more than me. Y'all are the real detectives. But yeah, I mean, if he's a feature on a lot of these bigger artist projects where I think he's large enough where it's kind of a mutual benefit, and he starts growing his name through the features too, like the swaps, then yeah. And then he also gets more features than just Youngboy, and he gets like the Uzi, Youngboy, we keep talking about it, Drake. I don't even know who else he would get that's like, he's already hitting the top artists. Like Youngboy is one of the top stream. Uzi's one of the top stream. Get the Drake, he is the top stream. Who else can he really go to? Like Cardi? But I don't know. Cardi's not even giving his own artist the feature. So like, I don't know. If he has more features and does more promo, then hell yeah. Yeah. 100K would be crazy though. It's just harder to sell nowadays because Billboard's cracking down on the merch bundles. Whereas before, you could basically sell 100K guaranteed just by buying your own t-shirts and sending them out, and then maybe even do the refund the next week. I think that happened with a lot of Taylor Swift tickets. They refunded a lot of tickets for the tours, but the next week. So it's like, hey, I'm not going to say that as factual, but that's just, if I recall correctly, I don't want to get sued by her team. You know how she is. Not that I'm big enough to get, you know what I'm saying? Just protecting myself here. Travis would be cool though, but I don't know if Travis would give Yeat the feature before he gives SoFaygo the feature, because they're in competition. I'm sure Travis Scott is well aware of who Yeat is, and like he's not gonna let his bag get slowed down, because the Yeat fan base does be hating on SoFaygo's fan base. Like they're toxic. Like they loved hearing Pink Hearts sell less than 10K. Loved it. They were ready to pounce. They already made all of the graphics and posts before that week. You know, the Yeat fan pages, they had that. Like SoFaygo sells double cardboard. Trav doesn't care about. I don't know if Trav doesn't care about SoFaygo. It's just like, I feel like he's a celeb, so He's just all up in his own world. I can't even relate. I know how I am, where I don't have many close friends because I'm like working all the time. But him, with all the shows that he has to go to, with all of the collabs or like brand deals and whatnot, and party. Apparently he does like Hollywood parties every night. I can't even imagine living that lifestyle where money isn't even an object. Like, I'm making good money now, but still it hurts when I swipe my card to the grocery store because I'm trying to hit that million in cash. Whereas he's making like $1 million every month or something like that, you know, whatever it is, 200K. So it's just a different lifestyle. So with that being said, when you're all up in that business of the Hollywood lifestyle, you are the superstar. It's hard to really care about an artist who's underneath you other than just telling everybody, oh, hey, this dude's cool, like, go mess with him. Whereas you kind of need a team that's running his social media. It's more so the team underneath him. Travis is really just there to give the cosign and make SoFaygo look cool. Why doesn't Drake attend Rolling Loud? Again, because he goes on his own tours. He's going to sell his own tickets. And it probably costs so much to get Drake. Like, what, you're going to pay $1 million to get Drake? He is the biggest artist in the world, other than maybe Bad Bunny. So, I don't know. It's almost less, like, Drake doesn't need to do that. He doesn't care. Also, he's a billionaire. He's, as much as Drake isn't like Cardi, like rare, but he is rare. Like, he rolls around with security everywhere. Like, he's not going to show up to Rolling Loud where... Remember the past couple years, like, people are getting stabbed behind the scenes. Like, it gets a little ratty backstage with all these rappers who got beefs and whatnot. He's not trying to get all up in that business. You kidding me? I'm not. If I'm him, at least. He's gonna go play basketball with his son in his court, all, you know, having a great time. He probably flies in hoes every single day. He got 3 lined up. A bedroom for each of them. Miss Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, probably a Friday too, but maybe that's for the baby mom. They're going to go on a nice date. They're not going to smash though, because he already ran through that.